going to make you sting. I'm going to make you burn. I'm going to make you sting. I'm going to make you burn. I'm going to make you sting. And you are going to learn. Daddy wants to eat your soul. Daddy wants to eat your soul. Daddy wants to eat your soul. Eat your soul. Eat your soul. Daddy wants to eat your soul.
Mr. Deviltree! Mr. Deviltree! Mr. Deviltree! Mr. Deviltree!
I live on the outskirts of a small town in the Pacific Northwest. I imagine most people have never heard of it. And if they did, it's probably just because there was a Bigfoot sighting around here back in the 1970s. My grandfather had this cabin since the 1930s. We lived in town, but this was his place to get away, or at least to get drunk out of the vicinity of my grandmother's disapproval. When I was 8, my father killed my mother and turned the gun on himself. He didn't leave a note. Sometimes I wish he had. Sometimes I'm glad he didn't. It's hard to explain. The only thing we really know about that night is my father watched an old movie. It was in the VCR. The TV's still on when they were found. Over the years I've watched that movie many times. I think I'm gonna find something that explains things about that night. Something that maybe makes it all make sense. The problem with that is that the movie itself doesn't really make much sense. To be blunt, the movie's a bargain basement fucked up mess. The story is about a family traveling in Texas that get lost. They come across a house and its caretaker. The caretaker is a strange guy, in that way that cheap horror movies have a strange guy. And you can't help but wonder how much of the strangeness was written in the script, and how much of the strangeness was just how that guy playing the part probably was. Anyway, they eventually meet this cult leader in a pretty cool robe, who the caretaker calls the Master. There's a lot of running around in the desert, human sacrifice, chicks in white nightgowns, because that kind of shit happens in Texas. So yeah, it's that kind of movie. I'd like to believe that there was something innately profound in it. Something that my father saw, it spoke to him, but whatever that profound thing is, sure as hell isn't obvious to me. Although, one thing I have learned from watching the movie over and over is, in a good movie, it makes you wonder about the world depicted in that film. In a really bad movie, it makes you wonder about the people who made it.
What the fuck do you smell that?
As for myself, I tend to keep to myself mostly. After my grandfather died, I started writing a book. I didn't know what it was about when I first started. I just started writing. I figured I'd figure it out as I went. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do it that way, but if I waited until I knew what I was writing about, then I'd probably forget why I wanted to write it in the first place. Anyway, I'm not really a recluse. I just appreciate time alone. I have friends. Well, I mainly have one friend, Clay. He makes a living scouring yard sales and old buildings, finding odd items that he polishes up a bit and sells. Sometimes he gives a story to the items, but I think he just does that for his own amusement. Not necessarily to trick people into thinking that, say, the doorknob came from an abandoned house that was rumored to be haunted. Clay is also an aficionado of old movies from the 70s and 80s, which is why he occasionally shows up with some old videotape he found, some lost movie that, upon watching, probably had a pretty good reason for being lost.
Are you ready, Frederick?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the jacket, by the way.
Sure. I got them all at the same estate sale that I got all the movies.
Evidently, someone was a big Brock Bronson fan in the 80s.
You can't go wrong with Bronson.
Nice watch.
Yeah, there was all sorts of wonderful crap at that sale. Huh. What's with the subtitles?
They look Russian.
I guess these tapes must have been Russian bootlegs.
I need you to show me where your pimp is, Lily, because I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna explain to him his options, and then I'm gonna kill him.
It must suck to be a pimp in the same city that Brock Bronson is a cop in.
I see you're counting your money before the eggs have hatched, Bobby. You're putting the chicken in front of the horse. It doesn't work that way. You don't talk too much, do you, Bobby? I like that. I like a man who doesn't talk too much. Keeps things quieter that way. Enjoy the money now, my friend. I'm afraid you won't have much time to spend it. What I mean by that is that I intend to kill you, not now, but relatively soon.
Weren't they just in the city?
The city was on the other side before they drove to the tunnel. On this side of the tunnel is the desert.
Your days of turning out young runaway girls and selling drugs to children are over, my friend. I admit, Bobby Reno, you are a pretty man, but a bullet to the face can change that mighty quick. Drop the flower, Bobby. You know I'm not the kind of man to shoot a pimp with a daisy in his mouth. I love you too, Bobby. I've enjoyed our little dance, but the music is over. Now I'm a fair man. I'm gonna give you exactly two choices. Live or spit. I respect your choice, Bobby.
You know, didn't he throw away his badge at the end of the last movie too?
Yeah, that's his thing. He just gets another. Hey, what is that?
It's a hole in the floor.
Yeah, I see that. I don't remember seeing it there before.
I don't think that was there before.
What do you think? Mice, maybe?
Makes sense to me.
Well, next time I come over, I'll bring some rat poison with me. I picked up 3 bags of the shit at that estate sale last week.
You picked up 3 bags of rat poison at a garage sale? You have a rat problem?
Nah, I just really think I like the idea of having a lot of rat poison around. Yeah, strip club scene. You couldn't have a cop film in a cheap 80s movie without having a strip club scene.
Good tonight, Claudette. Love the smell of strip club air on a Sunday morning.
I'm not sure how, but I figure it must be essential to advancing the plot.
No shit.
So yeah, my writing. I guess I started writing about black bile because you have to start somewhere, right? Black bile was one of the 4 humors first written about by Hippocrates around 400 BC. The 4 humors were blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm, and they were the body fluids that ruled our health and behavior. When they got out of balance, all kinds of diseases and mental illness would follow, which brought me to the subject of human sacrifice. Yeah, I think it makes more sense when you read it, hopefully. When people think of human sacrifice, they probably just think of, like, the Aztecs or the Mayans pulling out people's beating hearts and playing basketball with human heads. But human sacrifice has been a part of practically every human society that has existed. There was ancient Egypt, and the Vikings, and the great death pit of Ur, and the ancient Romans, and the Greeks. Hell, there's Mound 72 right here in America. Good old Illinois right by St. Louis. My grandfather's family lived in Kiev, not far from where the nuclear plant in Chernobyl would be built by the Soviets. My grandfather said that there had been an ancient temple used for human sacrifice right by where they had built the reactors. He said it was a bad idea to build such a thing near an area with tortured spirits, and it seems like he was proved right about that. So we think that we are past such things, that we are civilized, that we are better than that. But that isn't why we're civilized. That's why we're so fucking crazy. We have nowhere to channel our yellow bile, our violence, to exercise our souls. It is why we ruin ourselves with drugs, why we are so versed in casual cruelty. It is why serial murderers roam our countryside, in our towns and cities. This repression of yellow bile causes an excess of black bile in our society, which is giving us tumors, mutations, black empty voids where healthy organs once functioned. It is poisoning humanity beyond repair. Soon, the only people who will survive are the ones most consumed by hate, the ones for whom hate only makes them stronger. And then, the strongest of them all will simply destroy the rest and rule over ash and dust. Anyway, it's a work in progress. I'm obviously still working out the details, but I believe I am on to something. I believe when people know, they will understand.
Your home is safety and security, comfort and cleanliness. That is, until rats attack your baby.
Oh no, rats have attacked my baby.
Red Soda Industries can help restore your home to its rightful order with Red Soda Rat Poison, the flavor of red soda that rats can't resist, with a powerful poison that will make them cease to exist.
Thank you, Red Soda Rat Poison.
Red Soda Rat Poison, the rat poison with the delicious sweet taste of red soda. It's so good, you'll be tempted to try some yourself. But don't. It is rat poison.
Do you know how to do this?
Well, you've got a hole in the floor. I've got rat poison. I think we can figure this out.
Do you think that's enough?
How will we know if it's working?
I'll tell you what. If you don't smell dead rats in a day or two, it probably didn't work.
Great.
Did you hear that? Holy shit!
You know, I think I'm getting pretty adept at this whole rat killing thing.
How long do you think it's gonna do that?
I don't know. There could be a lot of rats.
I'm thinking I'm gonna want to get out of the house for a while.
You know what? That sounds very reasonable.
Very well. The master will be very disturbed. I'll get the luggage.
My grandfather Deviltree came from the Ukraine with his parents when he was 11. When he was 12, he broke into a huge fever. He was taken 25 miles to the nearest hospital, where the doctors diagnosed appendicitis. However, when they cut open his abdomen in the operating room, they were shocked to find that he had no appendix at all. Instead, they saw what they first thought was a cyst, but upon closer examination discovered it to be a compacted mass of teeth and hair. My grandfather had shared his mother's womb with a twin that had never made it to the light of day until that morning 2 towns over, when they cut those tufts of hair and pulled those teeth out from grandfather's belly.
Brother, I wish it had been different for you. I cry when I think of you and I as young bucks running through the barleycorn. We would have walked along the train tracks and crossed the trestles in the moonlight. You were always inside me. Forgive me. I did not know. I swear. Look at you now. You are so dry. I have absorbed all of your vital juices in mother's womb. I was born with the sin of having eaten my own brother. I ate your very blood. Forgive me, brother. I have the shame. I have the shame. Every day, the scar on my belly reminds me. I swear, I can still feel the doctor's cold, sharp knife. Inside me is a void where you once were, and that void is consuming me from within. I am being eaten alive by your emptiness. A corn husk. I left you with a corn husk. A husk of hair and teeth and no corn.
Hey, baby, you realize that I do not want a partner.
Yeah, you made that very clear.
When you have a partner, you have another responsibility. And sometimes that responsibility doesn't know shit and winds up getting you killed. And by getting you killed, I mean getting me killed.
I'm not gonna get you killed, Squarehole. I took my training very seriously.
Look around. Tell me what you see.
I see people window shopping. There's a homeless man at the end of the street. He's wearing a hat.
What kind of hat?
Looks like a baseball hat.
A baseball hat? For which team?
I'm not sure. It's blue.
So, if you had to make a report on the homeless guy, you'd mention that he was wearing a blue baseball hat. But you wouldn't be able to give the important detail of which team it represented?
I guess not.
You need to pay attention at all times.
Pay attention at all times. Got it.
And did you even see the guy on the rooftop across the street?
No, I didn't. I see him now.
And what was he holding?
It's hard to tell. It's a long object. Maybe a pipe.
Pay attention, kid. Look harder.
Shit. It's not a pipe. It's a rifle.
Which means...
I think that means we found our elusive sniper.
God damn it, kid. I told you to pay attention. Damn. I just finished the paperwork on my last dead partner.
Never ends well being Squarehole's partner.
Yeah, you would think his supervisor would notice a pattern. Anything new with the hole?
No. I gotta get around to patching that thing up, I think.
I mean, the least you could do is throw a rug over it. Where did you get those?
Those were here this morning. They look like the eyes of some old doll. I'm kind of afraid to touch them.
Shit, these are the same eyes that I sold and shipped a week ago.
I'm not following.
I bought a lot of weird odds and ends at that estate sale that I found the Bronson tapes. Toys and travel souvenirs and shit like that. I sold these to some guy on the East Coast.
Is there anything special about them?
Not that I know of. There's no information that tells me about the manufacturer or the place they originated from. Just some kid's doll from the 40s.
Wait, you sold them to a guy on the East Coast? So how did they end up here?
I have no idea.
Could you have just left these here? And maybe sent the guy another set of doll eyes or something?
Oh, I don't think so. Can't really come up with another answer. Maybe boozing was involved.
I found that alcohol is the easiest explanation to why I can't figure out what the fuck I've done.
So, do you want these?
Nah, take them. Those things freak me the fuck out.
Thanks. Daddy wants to eat your soul.
What?
I don't know why I said that.
Well, it was sort of creepy.
Yeah. Maybe it's the way they keep on staring at me.
I don't even usually like making eye contact with real people. As I said, I believe humanity is being swallowed in its own black bile. For instance, doctors will never publicly admit this, but heart surgeons and coroners can tell of a man's evil by the color of his exposed heart. Dentists can tell such things too, when looking into their patients' mouths. This is a big reason why they have such a high rate of suicide. They are aware of how much evil surrounds us. You can also see our society's sickness in our increased consumption of salt. Not that I am saying that salt causes evil to form as tumors and subcutaneous voids. That would be silly. The truth is, we crave salt in greater quantities to suppress the emotionally induced sicknesses in our bodies, much like salt water might cleanse a mouth ulcer or wound. Salt kills the blackness and suppresses its return, like the Roman general sowing the city of Carthage with salt after defeating it in the Third Punic War. Indeed, a conspiracy-minded person might suspect that the snack industry knows this and takes advantage of it with its salty chips and pretzels and pork rinds. However, that is not essential to understanding my greater points.
You ready for another one?
I'm in.
I didn't even know they had made another sequel to these.
This is a bit different.
Maybe the bad guys are in a weird cult or something. Maybe they put the wrong tape in the box.
Well, it's still Bronson. I'm good.
I'm sorry, Mr. Deviltree. I fucked up. I know. I understand. I'll do better. I swear it.
Take off the mask, Johnny. I'm disappointed, Johnny Vegas. I expected better from you.
I won't let it happen again. I promise.
Do you know what baby says? What does baby say? What does baby say?
Baby says she's disappointed in me?
Very good, Johnny. Baby is very disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm very sorry.
You really shouldn't disappoint baby.
Well, this is fucking weird.
It's strange to see him play a character that's not an ass-kicking cop that doesn't follow the rules.
I'll ask him, baby.
Ask me what?
Baby wants to know if you want to fuck baby.
No. Please tell baby I don't want to fuck baby. Please.
Good answer, Johnny. You wanting to fuck baby. No good could come of that.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to do anything that makes baby angry.
Baby says for you to take the escalator.
That's okay. I can just go back out the door I came in. It's not a problem.
That door is now closed.
I'm sure I can open it. It's got a knob. I'm good.
You do understand that I don't like to repeat myself.
Oh, yeah. You told me that before.
Yes, I've told you that before.
So baby wants me to take the escalator?
Baby has been very clear on that matter.
Is there any chance baby might have changed her mind?
No. Baby hasn't changed her mind. Baby rarely changes her mind.
Would it help if I begged? Would it help if I begged a baby?
No, Johnny. Baby is tired of you. I'm tired of you too. Leave the mask.
So what's the deal with the escalator?
I'm sure it'll get explained later.
At least his character still goes to strip clubs.
Yeah, but why would they even let him in the club holding a fucked up doll like that?
I'm assuming this Mr. Deviltree does whatever he wants.
Saltwater taffy. My favorite treat. Would you like one? They're surprisingly wonderful. No? Maybe later then. What's that, baby? Baby wants to eat your soul.
I'm not sure if I like this kind of bronzing.
No shit.
did explain the escalator.
Perhaps it was supposed to make us think why it wasn't an elevator instead.
I'm not sure that much thought was put into this film.
I'll be glad to leave. I've had all of this place I want.
Madam, it will be very dangerous to leave now. The master wants you.
Wants me?
My grandfather had a younger sister. I don't really know anything about her. She died when she was young, maybe 8 or 9. I've seen a photograph of her, but after grandfather passed, there was no one left who ever remembered her alive. The thought of this makes me sad, even though that is what happens to most everyone eventually. You die, and then the people who remember you die, and then you're gone, like you were never even here, no matter what sacrifices in life you may have made.
I miss you, Sister Debrine. I remember the sunlight in the kitchen window, all shining on your blonde hair. Daddy's friend Lassie would give us nickels, and off we go into town. We take those nickels into the market, and we buy ourselves a red soda. Remember the train station? We drank the red sodas and watched the people come and go. Then the train would come and you would laugh with me and you would smile. Your smile is so beautiful. It puts a knife in my heart. Think about it now. Remember when I told you that just outside town, the train had to go through a tunnel. You were so scared of the idea, that long black train going slow and deep into that dark tunnel, all wet with moss. You know, when we were little, I thought we'd grow up and be married to each other. I know now that the brother and the sister cannot marry in America. But it was a wonderful dream. Thinking of it now, it brings the sad waters to my eyes. Oh, Dubronia, I miss you so. I miss you and the rabbits.
I see you haven't done anything with the hole.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. Maybe something's under there. I don't want to trap it and close it in.
I would have bet that the rat poison would have killed anything under there. You're afraid of the hole, aren't you?
That's silly.
Ooh, spooky hole. Spooky hole.
Uh-huh. Sure, Clay. Sure.
If you're not scared, why don't you put your finger in it?
You want me to put my finger in that hole?
Yeah, put your finger in the hole.
Are you fucking nuts?
Okay then.
Please don't.
Don't do what?
That! Don't do that.
You want me to put the finger in the hole?
No, I don't like you putting your finger in the hole. Please don't finger fuck the floor hole. You know, Clay, you're a sick bastard sometimes.
See? All good.
You? No. You have failed yourselves.
What the?
Manos.
Did you turn this on?
Darkness.
Not me.
Thou hast decreed,
I was
so
busy
have I
finger
done.
fucking your floor.
The hands of fate have doomed this man. Thy will is done.
Shit! Looks like my grandfather.
This isn't good.
This is really fucked up.
Fuck! Look at that!
I think I want to get out of here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Baby love daddy. Just baby love daddy.
Hello?
How's the room? I heard the Bigfoot Breeze Motel is quite the establishment.
The room smells like ammonia and ass.
Yeah, watch out for those bed sheets. Yeah, I've heard rumors that you can practically see the syphilis.
Thanks. Thanks for that.
What is that?
Couple in the next room, they seem like they really like each other.
Oh yeah. Daddy bang. Daddy bang.
Nice. You know, I thought I knew all the Brock Bronson movies, so I tried to look up something about Mr. Deviltree.
What did you find?
Nothing. I found nothing. It's like it never even existed.
Maybe there's nothing about it because it sucks and no one cares.
I don't think so. There are a lot of people who like the movies that suck like that.
Maybe it was released under another name or something.
I thought of that. I found references to a film called The Devil's Woods that sounded like it might be, but I can't find any pictures from it.
What's it about?
It sounds like there's an old guy in these woods who kidnaps and kills people. So supposedly there's something about eggs.
I'm not sure that's the movie we saw.
Me neither.
Oh yeah. Daddy's all out of fuck. Pull the string. Pull the string.
You know, I'd check to make sure you have your door locked.
I've done that twice.
How about we get together tomorrow? Maybe drive outside of town and look for Bigfoot.
Sounds better than sitting in this room. What the hell?
I've been waiting for you to come and see me. You want clarity, and I can surely provide it. About who you are, about why you're here. Your father, the poor bastard, long hours at the drugstore that never quite seemed to cover the family's bills. A yearning for something more, with the sense that time was quickly passing him by. And then there was Margaret, a pharmacist at the local hospital. Your father fell in love. There was a torrid affair that ended, as most torrid affairs do, in tears and anger. Your father, he could not properly handle his women. He did not understand the importance of maintaining the master's hand.
The gods destroy me. Destroy me. I am permanent.
He was weak all the way until he achieved a brief, pristine moment of clarity. In the end, we all know what we need to do, don't we? How about you take a little more time to consider things? We shall meet again in 3 days.
Hello? Hello?
I'm thinking we're not going to see Bigfoot today.
Maybe we should try walking into the woods or something. Maybe he just doesn't come by the road.
That sounds plausible, but it would require me to be less lazy.
Good point. But when you live in a town that has an area called Bigfoot Outlook, you think that you'd have better chances.
Yeah. You know, if I could just catch a glimpse of him, I'd feel my life had served some sort of purpose.
You don't feel like your life serves any purpose?
Not one I can pin down. Sometimes I'm not even sure who I am. Or why I'm here. Sometimes I wish I just had some... I don't know.
Clarity?
Yeah. Clarity.
I think I dreamt this conversation already.
Huh?
Nothing. I think I'm just tired.
Anyway, it's like those people you write about. The ones that were going to be sacrificed. They knew what they were meant to be. They knew their purpose.
So you'd be happier if you knew your purpose? Even if your purpose was to have your heart ripped out of your chest so that the community could get, like, a good harvest or something?
Well, I'd probably be good with it. All the way up to my heart getting ripped out.
Oh, Lord.
It's just Johnson.
You gotta admit, he's got a pretty good gig set up for himself.
Sure. walk around Bigfoot Outlook in a cheap Bigfoot suit, and after the tourists snap some pictures, you come up to them and charge them $10 for some Sasquatch selfies.
It's just us, Johnson. I'm sure there'll be some tourists around here later.
You might want to get that thing washed. I can smell you from here.
I just want to stop at the house for a minute. Pick up my mail.
Your house. It's gone.
Looks like a giant sinkhole.
I know it was just a glorified shack, but
Damn.
Shit, it looks like the earth just swallowed it whole. Maybe you should have fixed that hole in the floor.
That is, until rats attack your baby.
Oh no, rats have attacked my baby.
I have a surprise for you.
this can't be right.
I imagine he is happy to see you. If he knew what happiness was.
Grandfather?
Almost. This is your grandfather's brother. He is the caretaker of one of my homes. You'll have to forgive him. His brain never got a fair chance to develop properly. It's practically a masticated wad of pink chewing gum floating in a pool of viscous liquid.
Who are you really? Why are you entering my life?
I'm not entering your life. I've always been a part of it.
You've always been a part of my life? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Let me put it simply and slowly. Your grandfather was crazy. Your father, he was also crazy. And you are crazy. All of this is coming from inside your own sad, confused head. All salty and sweet. It is wonderful when disparate things come together. Excuse me a moment. Yes, my friend. I read your manuscript, by the way. It's funny. You're so crazy that you are one of the few who almost gets all of this. Get some rest. We'll talk again. You know, you really should have fixed that hole in your floor.
this?
This isn't happening. Clay? Clay? Clay, is that you?
Hello. You've reached Clay. I'm away. Or out. Or lost. Or gone. Please leave a message.
Clay? Clay, I really want to talk to you.
In the end, we all know what we need to do. Don't we? I'm sorry, but your number cannot be completed as dialed.
Please check the number and dial again. This is a recording.
I'm sorry, but your number cannot be completed as dialed.
I'm coming over, okay? Clay? Clay? Clay, are you home?
It's your turn.
Huh?
Brock Bronson killed himself, you know.
What?
1993. They found his body in a cheap studio apartment in LA.
I figured he just retired or something.
It didn't make much news at the time. A has-been actor of some bad movie dies. You know, you die, and then the people who remember you die, and then you're gone, like you were never even here. No matter what sacrifices in life you may have made. Look down.
Holy shit!
It turns out that it's not just you.
from the past.
Can I help you?
Yes, me and my girl are in the next room over here. We're trying to get some rest, okay?
Okay.
It's hard for us to get any rest with all of the noise you're making.
I'm not making any noise.
It's been a long week. Our house is being fumigated, and we're stuck here until we can get back. We just need some peace.
I am not making any noise.
Look, I'm not trying to start trouble, but I got enough trouble with whatever the fuck was going down under our house, and I don't have a lot of patience right now, okay?
I'd like to help you with the noise. It's not me.
Fine, yeah, it wasn't you. Just keep it fucking quiet.
I'll continue to be quiet. You look like somebody.
Yeah, I know. Bronson, right?
Yeah. Brock Bronson.
That guy has got to be in his 80s now, if he's still even alive.
So you're not him?
Like I said, that guy has got to be in his 80s now. I'm not him. And if I was him, I don't think I'd be in this shitty motel.
Okay.
Baby wants to know if you're going to keep it down. We were just discussing that, baby. He's going to keep it down.
Yeah. I'll keep it down.
Every jackrabbit.
You were right, you know.
Right about what?
The psychological manifestations. They're real.
Fuck.
It eats you up from within. If you let it.
I don't understand any of this.
The videotape. It is the source of our infection. We're all being consumed. We're all being consumed by the great sickness.
I'm not sick. I just think I am losing my sanity.
Well, it's a little bit of both, really. The infection affects the brain first.
And this infection? It's from the videotape you found at a fucking yard sale?
Estate sale. But, yeah. The Bronson tapes. They were from Russia. The sale I bought them at, the guy who died was some kind of black market kingpin there. He operated out of Pripyat.
Just outside of Chernobyl.
Yes. He ran quite a thriving business until the accident. A lot of dark connections. In fact, he began by smuggling out heroin and dolls. Just like Baby. He then realized that if he could hook people on drugs, he could also hook them on more. After the town was evacuated, he immigrated to the U.S., worked at the local post office until he had a stroke. After that, my caretaker took care of him.
So all of this is just because of radiation? Is that it?
Let's just say mental illness, radiation sickness, and evil intent made quite a potent combination. Very contagious.
It seems the reason that no one knows about the film anymore is that those who saw it went crazy. Murders, suicides, sometimes cancer.
A victim of its own artistic vision, really.
You know, there's an interesting piece of trivia for you. That Manos movie you're obsessed with.
What about it?
The actor who played Torgo committed suicide a month before the movie's premiere. True story. It's funny. In a good movie, it makes you wonder about the world depicted in that film. In a bad movie, it makes you wonder about the people who made it. Anyway, like I said, you were right about all of it.
Meaning?
Yeah, that. Sometimes, someone has to sacrifice for the greater good.
In the end, we all know what we need to do, don't we? Everything around us, you. It all ends in infinite sadness, you know?
I don't believe you. Sometimes it just ends.
You ready, kid? The universe is a long, long road.
I'm in no hurry.
That's good. Well then, let's roll.
Now look, the sign pointed this way. welcome. I take care of the place while the master is away.
Bonnie! 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 Bonnie!
Not yet.
Bonnie! Bonnie!
Bunny.
Bonnie! Bunny times.